is Earth really that clumsy to need 3 Green Lanterns? It's probably the truth. Good old HBO. HBO has released their slate for next year, and next year HBO's slate is pretty intense. Lots are coming. House of the Dragon, kicking it off. House of the Dragon, we got Euphoria. I haven't seen Euphoria yet. I know it's a pretty intense show. Gave lots of actors a stage to showcase their work, and they've all grown. It's really neat to see what they've done with Euphoria. Shows like the Pitt. I need to get into the Pitt. I know, David, you were talking about the Pitt before we got on the show. I need to get into that at some point. Industry, I heard, was really good. You got you had Kit Harington from Game of Thrones was in this. Night of the Seven Kingdoms coming January next year. Super excited for that. More Game of Thrones stuff. This is interesting. Got David Harbour coming in a limited series. Steve Carell in a series called Rooster. I don't know what that's about, but it looks kind of funny. Halfman, not sure what this is about. Could be a pretty good show. And then, Stuart Fails the Universe. I'll talk about that in a bit. House of the Dragon. Got 2 Game of Thrones shows coming out next year. Lots of cool stuff are coming. Gilded Age, War. I mean, HBO, they're releasing a boat ton of stuff next year. Dune Prophecy, Lanterns. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait for this show. I cannot wait for this show. Oh my God.
Lanterns?
Yeah,
Like
so
the Green Lantern?
Yes.
Hmm.
Get ready. So that is the next installment for after Supergirl. That's when Lanterns is coming. But yeah, that's our slate for next year. I'll kind of run down what I'm super jazzed about. Of course, I'm going to first start off with Lanterns. Yeah, Lanterns. Yeah, so David, so this is within the DC universe. So this is DCU's other. So Peacemaker came out this year, and then Lanterns is the next official DCU show. And what's interesting is, like, people kind of have this stigma with the DCU now, with James Gunn and attaching James Gunn to everything. It's like, oh, there's this visual style, it's silly and whatnot. And I mean, with Supergirl and with Lanterns, we're getting 2 new things that James Gunn is not a writer nor director on. So we're getting some fresh takes within the DCU, which is super exciting because we're going to get multiple tones, and we're just not going to get a necessarily consistent look. We're getting, even though it'll be consistent in story, and the placement within each of the shows and films, but we're going to get some really cool new creative elements within each of these things. And with Lanterns, I mean, so apparently it's going to be almost like a True Detective kind of show with some other elements of other shows, but it's going to be like a murder mystery where you have 2 Green Lanterns that are trying to solve a murder. And David, if you didn't know, so the Green Lantern Corps and the lanterns themselves are super rich and super dense in their lore. You have red lanterns, green lanterns, yellow lanterns, orange lanterns, and I mean, you have you have the entire color spectrum. You have black lanterns, you have white lanterns, and each of them have their own like ideals. And like with the Green Lanterns, what powers their power is willpower. The Red Lanterns, what powers their power is rage, anger. What powers Yellow Lanterns is fear. What powers Blue Lanterns is hope, and so on. So each of the Lantern Corps has their own, their own word that that is what they are, and that's super fascinating. And the story elements you could do with that are so rich. Like one of my favorite shows, Green Lantern, the animated series, which is super close to Clone Wars, the Star Wars show, because both are anthology series in a sense. And even though Green Lantern, the animated series, it came out on Cartoon Network, it's like a part anthology, part overall, connective story. And with that show, I've gotten so much more knowledge at the Lanterns themselves, with the homeworld of Oa, with all the other red Green Lanterns, and the fight for power in the galaxy, because the Green Lanterns are essentially like space cops. And it's interesting because they usually have different lanterns per sector, and it's weird that with Earth we have 3. We're gonna have 3 Green Lanterns, and we usually just have 1. So it's like the idea is like, well, is Earth really that clumsy to need 3 Green Lanterns? And it's probably the truth. So I mean, we have Hal Jordan, we have Guy Gardner, which we already saw in Superman, and we have John Stewart, which is going to be our title character. That's who's in this shot right here, which is played by the actor. I'm forgetting his name, but he's a wonderful guy. He's up and coming right now. He's going to do great things. Aaron Pierre is his name. He's fantastic. But I mean, with this little tidbit we got with him, like testing him, dropping the ring, is he going to die in this crash? Absolutely not. He's gonna put on the ring and it's gonna, because it's all about that willpower. It's just, are you like, I love the way the lantern rings go to a certain individual, because it means you're worthy of something. You're worthy of the power. And the ring believes in you. And you have to believe in yourself to be able to have that willpower to, you know, use your Green Lantern energy.
Hmm.
But yeah, lots more in this breakdown in this preview footage for next year. But I guess we'll just focus on lanterns in this because I love this. David, what say you about lanterns and this whole slate of HBO content for next year?
Lantern sounds really interesting. I honestly didn't know much about it until you had mentioned everything about it, and
I love it, man.
it looks interesting. I just know from like the Lego DC games where you can play as the Green Lantern, and he like can fly and do stuff that is
Mhm.
green.
Yeah. So essentially, their ring can create basically something out of nothing. They're just they can, like, I think they can change their outfits. They can, create
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
yeah,
That's
like
actually the most important power.
I know what was hilarious in what was hilarious in Superman was, towards the end with Guy Gardner, um when they're defending, that one kid, and as he's using his Green Lantern power, he's flicking off everyone. So like his power totally emulates him as a person, and like what he creates in his mind can thus be created with this power, with this green energy, and it's all powered by his will. And yeah, just a super fascinating thing. Love it.
Yeah, I would say that that is really interesting. And now that I am subscribed to HBO Max now because there was a deal that I saw. I have ads, but it's $2.99 a month for a year, not sponsored. But hey, that was crazy. So
That's crazy.
I had to take advantage. Um, what I'm most excited for is the Pit. My wife and
Mm,
I have been watching this show. It's amazing. My wife works in an ER. Okay. And so when
yeah.
she heard about this show, she heard that it is the most realistic ER like show ever. So she watched it and she was like, yes, like it literally is. And the characters are interesting. The performances are great. The plot is good. What really sets it apart is the realism. It feels like you're there and it feels like you're going through it with them, especially watching it with someone who works in an ER, a tech who she's going to be a nurse one day, like watching it with them. And I'm able to like ask questions to her. She's able to be able to like provide feedback.
Yeah.
So if you have a nurse friend in your life, they probably know about the Pit, and if they don't, they should watch it. It got renewed for a second season, so like really excited to see it. The actors went through like medical training
Mm.
to make to do the show because of how technical it is. Like it's so technical. It's fantastic. It's Have you ever seen the show 24?
No, but I know that this show follows a 12-hour shift, right?
Yep. So it follows the events take place in real time,
Yeah, that's great.
which is really really cool. Much like 24 was.
I know there was another show that I couldn't believe was coming, that totally caught me off guard. But I am a huge lover of The Big Bang Theory, and the fact that they are continuing the story of one really oddball character fascinates the hell out of me. I think it's coming up right after this. So we got right here. All right. We have Stuart fails to save the universe. It's wild that we're getting it seems like a legit production show about this character, because he's such an oddball character from The Big Bang Theory that, was always thrown aside, was always just like shat on. But he was always that character that people just dumped on, and it's sad, but it was funny. So I know I was reading an article about this where the creator of the show, I think Chuck Lorre, who ran Big Bang Theory and other stuff, and this is like the only sequel to the Big Bang Theory, because we've had Young Sheldon, and then we had, which was a prequel, and then we also had another show about Sheldon's brother, which is more of a sitcom, but that was still a prequel to the Big Bang Theory. But then now post Big Bang Theory, we're getting like a legit production of this character Stuart, and we're getting just a great amalgamation of the sci-fi-ness that like Big Bang Theory fans I'm sure have always wanted to see within the characters of Big Bang. Also the silliness of Big Bang. So we'll be in the show. So the creators of the show are doing something new, which is exciting. We're going to see a lot of returning characters from the Big Bang Theory in like their alternate universe forms, because apparently Stewart opened a portal through Leonard and Sheldon's creation somehow, and he's going to travel the multiverse.
As one
And
does.
as one does, we love it. And he's going to get into some crazy stuff. I still can't. This completely came out of left field for me. I'm low key pretty excited for this because I love the Big Bang Theory. I'm not a big sitcom guy, but Big Bang Theory has a special place in my heart. It is always funny. I'm very interested to see that. But yeah, that is our slate for HBO shows. Dune Prophecy, I wish I got into more because I love the Dune films. Denis Villeneuve, Timothy Chalamet, all that cast, they rock it every time. Dune 3 coming out end of next year. I'm gonna be going crazy. Dune Prophecy, I tried to get into season one. It was fine, and I know it was received kind of well enough, so it makes sense to see a season two because it was received, I'd say, mixed more to positive. So we'll see if I get into it. I'm not too pressed. I'm more concerned with the films themselves. But yeah, we got Lanterns. I'm just so jazzed about that. That's the slate for HBO next year. Lots of fantastic shows coming. And that's just for HBO. We haven't, touched with Netflix or Apple, which we'll touch later. Uh, Amazon, lots of cool stuff coming. Let us know what you guys are excited for.